like the more offensive-minded team than in game number 1. Like, they really need that presence. They need to be able to pick up kills. So it's going to be interesting to see what CLG is going to do to defend against that. It puts a lot of pressure on Double Lift in particular, and that's one of the interesting things with this Season 3 patch in particular, is how strong Assassins are. And Diana, we saw, was insane that last game. And it doesn't matter what champion Double Lift plays, he's going to have to deal with that pressure. And you can't survive against it. Like, that's the concern. It's not about getting cleansed to get away from that pressure. It's just pure damage. And even with the GA, sometimes you can't defend against it. So that puts a lot of pressure on the rest of CLG. And so Double Lift, not being able to take over those games puts pressure on the rest of CLG, and that's always been, what people say is like the weak link. People have been saying it's Double Lift and Chalster. That's CLG right now. Big Fat, I think, is really coming to his own. He's definitely a big part, but just the 3 of them, not enough. They need Hotshot to step up, and they need Yat to step up early on in the game. So we'll see where they go. Lee Sin being picked up, and that is Chalster's strongest jungle, in my opinion. He's a very aggressive Lee Sin player, so it's going to be really exciting to see.
Yeah, you notice the last ban on CLG. I mean, it's a Teemo. You don't really see Teemo banned out all too often. There's really not many reasons to ban out Teemo, so it's kind of like, what, let's just get this over with. I don't want to give you guys a whole lot of time to think about it. It's kind of like a throwaway ban because they recognized that they're either getting Lee Sin or Rengar. It just happened to be Lee Sin, and they've managed to pull that out at the very least for their first pick.
Yeah, and now on the other side, Olaf and Lulu being picked up, 2 very strong champions. Ezreal's still up. I have to imagine that if they allow Ezreal to stay up, CLG now is going to pick up that. So that's going to be kind of a concern, giving them the safest AD, particularly if CLG goes with a heavy, backline assassination team. But Lulu's going to help protect whatever AD they put on Wild Turtles. So, we'll see where they go with that. Olaf going to be strong top lane or jungle. So, in both those roles, in particular in the jungle, doesn't counter out Lee Sin, but he's a really strong dueling jungle, and he's also fast enough that he doesn't have to worry about the counter jungling from Lee Sin quite as much. But there are a number of really strong champions still available. We could see something unusual like that Evelyn, or we could see like a TF again. But probably right now it's going to go with the AD and support. So Ezreal, maybe Sona as well for the picks for bot lane.
I gotta say though, like I got the spider senses tingling because former Quantic for game 1 and 2, they actually threw out a Kassadin ban both of those games, and something's telling me they may go with it this time around. It's a pretty common tactic you see from a lot of teams. You'll see them actually feverishly ban out a champ games 1 and 2, and then they have they throw them away in terms of other more team-oriented bans or player-oriented bans, i.e. the Shen. And sometimes they come back with it, and look at this. Twitch and Karma.
I can't imagine that's actually a Karma pick right now. So we'll see what that is. But I think it's interesting that they took the Twitch, so not allow Quantic to have that Twitch. I mean, Twitch was just so strong in the last game with the Lulu. That's a very strong lane, so they just don't want to deal with it.
But this could be some risky play here coming in from former Quantic side, because Shaco is a very big all-or-nothing champ. He's basically very much like going all-in in poker. It's just if you do not get off to a good start, you fall flat on your ass. But Kog'Maw, though, down bot lane with the Lulu, it's a strange combination, but there's a combination that can inherently have a lot of poke. Not going to be going for the all-in with the Shaco. We'll be grabbing the Riven instead.
Yeah, and so Riven worked out very well for them in the last game. CLG was able to put some pressure on Yuzuki in that top lane of Riven, but it's just a scary champ overall. So, they go ahead with it again. The Kog'Maw gives them that late game attacking presence, and also it's the range will help against Twitch a little bit. So, it's kind of like countering range with range, so they don't have to duel against each other. But we'll see what CLG's doing now. I'm really curious what the Mundo pickup is, and I don't know. I can't think of who that might be. So I guess we'll just have to see. It might be like a Malphite maybe that would help protect the front line a little bit, but and it would also help against Kog'Maw in the back. So I guess it's not a Malphite. So it's just they just go ahead and pick Malphite, but there's a Kassadin pickup as well. So
there was definitely a reason. Could be going for the Rise also. There's still some some back and forth going with the AP, but there you go. There's the Malphite.
It must be a Nami. That must be the pick, actually.
Oh,
Now that I realize it.
Yeah.
So Nami is a very strong laner as far as support. So it's probably a Nami. So whichever, I'm trying to think like what champion would Chalster have as a support champion that wouldn't be, or like he wouldn't have, because he would have Sona. He's played Sona all the time. So that's probably a Nami pick, and we'll see what Quantic's going to deal with that. So that now Quantic has to deal with the fact that CLG has a ridiculously strong AoE team that protects Twitch, and they need a way to be able to assassinate Twitch in that backline, or protect Cog enough and know that Cog is going to win fights. Like they can't go they go one way or the other. So they need to either know that they can kill Twitch or protect Cog against this team. So we'll see where they're going to go with that.
Yeah, and unfortunately the best two champs in the game.
Oh, Evelyn.
In order to
there you go.
Ooh, well, Evelyn's actually pretty damn good.
Well, that's a definite kill Cog. So.
Yeah, it is. That is absolutely. Yeah, but it would be more than ideal. Well, they already have the ideal pick. They do have that Malphite. So that actually should do pretty well for them, though. Well, we'll see. And Evelyn, their last pickup, we'll see if we get bounced back actually to Champs Select, and there you go. So we'll see who actually equals what in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll see what they're doing. But still really strong picks from both teams. The Twitch versus Cog, I have to say that, the Twitch could have a little bit of a strength early on, but the Evelyn pick is going to just take control of the game later on. It's going to be really scary if Ryze can't bully Evelyn around. So it's, I don't know, just the threat of that late game where Nien just like runs around and just destroys CLG's team is just really scary, because Evelyn late game is just absurd, and Twitch is really going to be in for a tough time.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying that we're seeing a little bit more Ryze play come in. Also, he's a champ that he really did. He had a point where he started falling off quite a bit, where he starts seeing a favoritism towards as we were talking about before, the assassination type AP mids. Like you got Diana, you got Evelyn, you got champs like that. So he's still got a place. He's still a very tanky dude. He can still wreck out a whole hell of a lot of damage, but we'll see how he fares. And here it is, quick bans coming out, and we will see which champs equal what. Lulu, Riven, still sound. There's a Twitch. And once we get down to Yoen, it's probably going to be a Nami.
Yeah, I have to expect that's the pick. And that it provides a lot of support for Twitch in fights. Like just being able to monsoon the entire enemy team. It protects Twitch in that backline and allows Twitch to AoE. But also in the lane, it's a really scary lane, because Nami, the strength of Nami is the Q for just like that quick poke. So you attack once with your E up, you get that slow, it allows you to land the Q more easily, and if you land the Q, it sets up burst AD carries. Like Vayne, but Twitch definitely has that burst. So it's gonna, if Nami can land that Q on Cog, that's gonna allow Doublelift to just walk in, throw the slow, which does the poison stacks, attack once or twice, then expunge for almost all of Twitch's health. So that's going to be really quick burst damage in a very strong lane. And then also having that heal, it'll allow them to win exchanges a little bit more easily. So we'll see how that's going to work. The movement speed's definitely going to help their team as well. It's just a strong overall pick, assuming that's the pick. But yep, there it is. So it is a Nami, and we'll see where they go with this. But I don't know. I'm excited. It's kind of more of a standard team from CLG. It's like that could have been interchangeable with a Kog'Maw almost, that Twitch pick. The only difference between Twitch and Kog'Maw is how strong Twitch is in those in the laning phase, like with the quick burst. Cog has a little bit more sustained damage later, but Twitch has that great burst damage in laning phase and in team fights. So that's a really scary pick.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit more further insight on Nami. So now, in this particular setup, it's like, why take Nami instead of someone like Zyra or Leona, or even in some rare instances, maybe even a Morgana?
Well, Zyra is a pick that is a little bit more defensive. Zyra protects your AD carry very well. In team fights later on in the game, you can just ult yourself as Zyra. It protects against Evelyn very well, actually. But the range for Cog, Zyra can't harass Cog effectively, really. And Zyra can't harass Ezreal effectively. Like, there's a lot of champions that Zyra just doesn't have enough control against. because you need to hit them with the snare, and if you can't hit them with the snare, then you don't really do much. Nami, on the other hand, allows Twitch to control the lane and then is there for that quick burst backup. So I'd say that's probably the difference. Zyra's a little bit more of a defensive champion, but the movement speed for Nami is very good as well, being able to boost the movement speed of your whole team and force a fight.
And also, a little less about the support side, more about CLG as a whole, because remember, they're still kind of like technically into that like tryout phase.
It's kind of cool. A lot of mana regen.
Oh, yeah,
and Nami has a low mana pool. Yeah, they are in that tryout phase. So
yeah. So considering we're in that phase, how you feel? Yotwin's doing?
I mean, he's doing great. It's he's put on some pressure in that bottom lane. He hasn't gotten himself picked off really. He's just been very safe. The first game was kind of a struggle. We saw that the Lulu pick was able to bully them around in the first game, but the second game they turned it around. I didn't realize how strong that is. Blocking 3 champion damage.
Oh, yeah.
So particularly for lane harass, that's a really strong support summoner there. So he's going 0, 13, and 17 on that Nami. So we'll kind of see where he goes there, but Evelyn will probably be an interesting one to check. I don't know. Nyut's done a really good job so far. I think he definitely fits in with CLG.
Yantanso 9-0-21 utility on the Evelyn.
That movement speed is going to be so scary on Evelyn.
And you look at the runes, there's even more movement speed.
Yeah. So 8% movement speed basically.
Yeah.
Plus movement speed out of combat. That really allows Evelyn to gank very aggressively. So particularly since that movement speed, it goes off of the base, which was buffed. So everyone got another 25 base movement speed. So Evelyn's going to be incredibly fast. It's going to be pretty interesting.
And like as soon as Yen hits 6, like you could expect the roaming to begin just right then and there. Even then, like we've seen some very aggressive.
Big Fat went movement speed heavy also.
Oh man.
So utility is kind of a little more common on Rise, but he's going to have that nice mobility to move in and out of fights.
Wow. The mid's going to be looking to roam quite a bit, so we'll see what they can pick up. I think the ganking potential is definitely going to be a little bit more in Evelyn's favor, just for the fact that you have stealth. You're going to be harder to spot getting into position into these lanes, just simply flat out. And but you will see that Big Fat. You'll see some Rise players or some other mid players. We saw it earlier today with Curse and Fear. You'll see some of the AP mids actually take teleport because they just want to stay in lane farm and realize, oh, I'm out of position. I need to get where I need to be. But this is a very aggressive take. Both of these mids looking to roam, looking for kills.
Yeah, so we'll see what they can do. I'm curious. CLG might go for a lane swap here, but I would think that they're going to be in a decent position in that bottom lane if they just go for the regular 2v2, but they'll be really strong in the 1v2 as well. So Twitch and Nami can pick up kills or can harass very effectively. That quick burst damage could just instantly win the lane against Riven. And then Malphite is pretty strong in the 1v2. I don't think that Lulu and Cog will really have enough damage to take him down. Lulu does, actually. Lulu has enough harass early on, but we'll see. That teleport, it really opens up that 1v2 possibility. So we'll see. It could also open up possibilities for early ganks or invades from CLG.
But this is also something not completely uncommon from Hotshot, though. We may just see this the continued AoE wave clear, just teleport. It's designed for mostly getting back into the lane whenever you need to shop or whenever the rest of your team's in a team fight. You're not Shen. You can't ult to everybody. So at the very least, pick up teleport. You can at least substitute that. And I also like the initiative here on Lemon Nation, the only one to actually change his name to Nom Nom. he's the only one.
Committed.
He's committed to this change. He's committed to the name. Everyone else, they still just for now remaining former Quantic. But reminder that the former Quantic, they are now addressing themselves as Team Nom Nom.
Welcome to
Lemon Nation being a
Summer's
revolutionary.
And you see, once again, he goes with that Doran's shield in that bot lane. So on that Lulu, because Lulu already has so much harass damage, and like it's not really worthwhile to go into the Philosopher's Stone early on now. You can sometimes, but usually you don't need the mana regen that badly that you couldn't go with the Crystalline Flask, which is just significantly cheaper. So, you don't really need to go into the Fairy Charm always. The Fairy Charm gives you some nice mana regen, so you can decide on that. But quick ward for CLG, and now they're coming. They have Vision of Elimination here, but they'll just back off, so he's going to be fine. He doesn't really take that much damage. And they're in position right now in CLG's jungle. If CLG tries to come and defend it, they could go down pretty quickly. But Quantic actually backs off.
Now, check Yuzuki's inventory for me. Is that 7 potions on the Riven? It's quite a bit.
Yeah, we saw him start off with that many potions in the previous game. So against the Kennen, he just started off with all potions, and it's really interesting. So it's kind of like he doesn't need the movement speed. He's already 350 movement speed. Right. He has a lot of mobility from his abilities, and he just wants to be able to sit there in lane and get through the hard part of Riven's lane, which is the first couple of levels, and be very aggressive. So it allows him to just dive as Riven, try for a kill, try for some quick harass, and then back off, heal up. And it's interesting because they nerfed Riven's regen a while back because having high regen on Riven is insanely strong because she has such great damage and mobility and the shield already. And he kind of makes up for it by just buying all potions.
We need the keg. We need the potion keg. That's what we need. Get that in for New Year's.
I mean, we're seeing so much flexibility. Hotshot as well, going for the ward, and that actually helps CLG to such a significant degree because it used to be in the past, Hotshot, if you watch him top lane, the support would always come up and ward his lane. So whoever was support, when it's Chalster, when it was Loco, they would always, early levels, come up and ward his lane because Hotshot, he plays kind of differently. He needs that ward to protect him against that jungler. But now, with the new items or with the changes that have happened, he's comfortable with buying that ward himself, and that allows him to be really safe in that lane. It allows him to be more aggressive. Chalster running into High. He's taking a lot of damage. He has some burst himself. He gets away from that axe there, but High's very low. Same thing with Chalster. If he can get out, he backs off to his team. And we'll see who exchanges there.
Nice from Big Fat to push away Neon Tanso just so
Look
he
at the
cannot
burst spot.
intercept. That was wonderfully coordinated from CLG. That was a bad situation that could have gone completely south.
High's going to try and steal it, though. He throws in the axe. He wants to get it, but there he walks right into Rise. He has to flash out, and that is a really brutal early advantage. He's going back in again. He smites, but he miss-smites.
Wow.
So he just tries to get it quickly. Chalster's able to control that. So a nice early advantage, and this is one of the devastating things that you see when Chalster's playing Lee Sin, because it's such an aggressive counter jungler, and Chalster takes every bit of advantage of it. He goes very aggressively, and look at that, going double Hunters. It's a unique passive. So he sells one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The new item shop. It's a little confusing sometimes, but you saw while they were fighting up there, they actually almost killed Doublelift and Nat. They almost killed Wild Turtle and Lemonation in the bottom lane with the quick burst that they have. They've healed up now. Wild Turtle was actually forced back, so they have a slight lead. But it's the quick burst. Nami, if she's able to hit Aqua Prison, hit that Q, then the burst from Twitch is just so insanely high. You can just drop people quickly.
Neon getting caught out by Big Fat. A little bit of free damage falling up from the prison, just for a little bit more damage from the Q. But now Big Fat very low on mana. He does have the potions to help supplement that. It's just a matter of will he use them now? Will he stay with some gold? Will he go back get something nice for himself? There's still a lot of versatility though in the builds onto Rise now, even heading into Season 3 Soul Seed. We may see an early tier from him. We may see him
an early Muramana.
Early. We can see a Muramana. We can see him. Why not?
Well, it's absurdly strong on Rise right now. If you guys haven't heard, Mana Mune, the buff to Mana Mune, when it upgrades into Muramana, it gets a toggle where you can turn it on, and it deals bonus damage based on how much mana you have to your auto attacks and all of your single target spells. And Rise's spells, they count as single targets still, even with his ultimate up, which means that his Q and his W basically get another proc. Nien, almost going down, is able to back off of there. So it's actually a really strong item for Rise right now. It's kind of broken for him right now.
Yeah, waiting for his positioning. Exhaust goes
down. Oh, he hits it. Wild Turtle's dead.
Prison. One more auto attack, that will be enough. Yotwin taking the first blood gold for himself.
Every single time they hit with that Aqua Prison, they're going to basically pick up a kill. It's going to be very difficult to survive against that, and that just, it brings the control of that lane onto CLG's side. CLG is just so strong in that bot lane right now.
And you see Lulu now back, Elimination working towards the Philostone, but just does not have enough gold to finish it off. You have the components, just need a recipe now. And it's going to take a few more minutes in lane until you get that gold.
I want to point out, that's another interesting change there that we just noticed. If you didn't notice, Chalster, he's trying to be very aggressive. He's trying to deny high, and he has an early lead. But because they changed where the Blue Wraith is positioned, normally he would have, or in the past, he would have been able to just walk up and smite steal that or just Q it over the wall and steal it. But there, it actually protected high from that pressure. So it protected him a little bit as a jungler. He was able to get that, and so it's allowing him to catch up. Yep. So he, despite the early disadvantage, he's caught up with Chalster for the most part.
That is one of my favorite changes, because this is the most frustrating thing, where you can have someone, just if you have the vision, you can smite steal that.
Hotshot's not level 6 yet. Oh. He's not going to hit level 6. Evelyn can force this fight before he hits.
Good. Yeah, he's not. Oh, he's almost
One
there.
more minion.
One more minion.
Oh, he wasn't in range.
He's not in range. Now they know this is the time. Trying to flash out. Popped up by the last hit of the Riven Q. Can they get enough damage to get the kill on the Hotshot? The Ignite's still taking down, but no, 150 health or so. And he will be recalling from beyond his own tower. Great attempt, though, from former Quantic. It was definitely a worthwhile investment of time.
Well, it was a worthwhile investment for top lane. I mean, it really helps Riven in that top lane, but the concern is how it helps Evelyn. Double Lift just going all gung-ho for it. They get the slow. Wild Turtle dodges it, but Double Lift has the quick burst damage, the cleanse on Double Lift. Wild Turtle trying to turn this around. They might be able to pick up this kill, so it's an even exchange, actually. Oh, no! Lulu picked up the kill. He actually could have stopped attacking and let Kog'Maw have it, and Kog'Maw could have gotten that kill after death, and that actually would have allowed that exchange to be a little bit more even. But because Lulu got it, that's still way in advantage of CLG. So Double Lift picking up another kill bot.
Unfortunate, but now Chester going over to shielding over to Big Fat. They're going for the blue skill. There you go. You got the vision onto it, and this is going to be right underneath Nom Nom's nose. Evelyn
High doesn't have the smite.
High does not have the smite, but recognizing that the rest of the team slowly coming, Chester does pick up for himself, but that's fine.
Oh, he didn't know.
Spawning,
he didn't know the position of the smites or anything. I think he smited at the time when Big Fat had a Q in midair, so I think he might have been trying to smite so that the Q would get it, but still, it's just a safe play. They get the blue steal, and they back out of there. So Chalster definitely doing a nice job. Yuzuki trying to pick up that kill. Forces off the ult from Hotshot, so nice advantage there. And once Riven has the Brutalizer, Riven just has so much damage early on. So we'll see how Hotshot does in that top lane, but a couple more armor items, he should be okay.
And that was fantastic timing from the
He always has
also.
2.
He's already got the 2, so he could actually be going... Actually, he sold one. He had 2, but he sold...
Oh, it could have just... No, he bought
Ninja
Tabby.
Ninja Tabby. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm talking nonsense.
Well, and you don't necessarily have to build anything out of it, though there are a lot more items that build out of cloth armor now.
So Warden's Mail is actually 2 of them combined now, I think.
Yes. So the Riot, they added a lot of options as far as cloth armor, a lot of the items, which is really cool. And it used to be that you would see people, sometimes they would grab cloth armor just to get a little bit more armor for cheap. Without having to actually build anything. Hotshot, I know I've seen him do that some in the past. You just buy it. You don't have to actually upgrade it. But now they've given so many more options that there's always an upgrade path, and he's going to be okay there. Double Lift trying to chase down Wild Turtle. The shield actually helps out a little bit, but some quick damage. Expunge not being used. So, or is it on cooldown? So actually it is on cooldown. He used it almost immediately. But High and Yuzuki, they're sitting up top. They want to get this kill. Hotshot, his ultimate is still down.
Preying on the Wild Hotshot GG. There's a slow from the undertow, but enough distance is put, and then here comes Lee Sin in the top lane. Meanwhile, down bot, Double Lift getting chunked out huge. Here comes
the perfect Q.
The wonderful damage. The exhaust going on to Evelyn to try and not pursue anymore, but there's the Nami ult to keep everyone away. Yuzuki being picked backwards away from the safety of tower. Chalster will go down here. Yes, he will be the first. High getting that kill, but the Riven following soon after. Big Fat, just a little bit of vision on the High. There is the Rune Prism, but flashing, juking through the brush. Can Olaf get the safety? I'm not so sure. Hotshot tanks 1 turret, 2. Will that 3rd shot kill him? No! Big Fat still in pursuit, locks him down. Q dead. Nicely done from CLG.
Yeah, good turnaround. Big Fat, he's so mobile out of that mid lane, particularly, like we said, with all that movement speed he has. And keeping an eye on the top. He's able to transition over there very effectively and save them that top lane where they would have fallen behind. So really great play. But I have to say I was really impressed by Nat Nguyen there when Evelyn came in. Really great positioning, able to land the Q. So even though Evelyn's really mobile, is able to get that Q. And that really just saved them, and they're still almost full health. So they're still safe in this lane. They can still put on some pressure. There's the teleport in from Hotshot. He has the home guard boots. He uses his ultimate. Nom Nom Lemon almost going down. The quick burst. They're trying to chase him down. There's the Q. Not going to land. Hotshot barely picks that up, but he has to watch out. He doesn't go down here. He flashes out of it. So great play. And the home guard boots with the teleport.
I was waiting to see when we'd actually see that in a pro match.
Oh, can Nien clean up here, though?
Big
Fat's here as well.
Running in circles. Can he get the Q onto Win at the very least?
Oh, no, he survived.
He gets out of there, but no, the artillery fire from Turtle will not be enough. Looking for the ground slam, and there's Big Fat with the kill onto Eve. Wild Turtle, not even. No projectiles in the air. The Rune Prism's more than enough. But here comes Chowster with Big Fat. Heil9 now regretting the decision.
Chowster has the ultimate. Once the ult's down for high.
Big Fat does go down, and a kick to the face. Following up on the second part of that Q. Lee Sin gets that kill. Meanwhile, Yuzuki here in top lane missed all the madness down there in bot lane. Does take out the top tier 1, but I think after all of that exchange, one tower for all those kills, all that advantage here for CLG. I'm not, well, you're taking what you can get at this point.
Well, that was a really impressive play from members of both teams.
Yeah.
Kiting into those really long fights, but Nat on Nami, you know, you want to talk about supports. I can't believe he was able to live as long as he could, kiting in and out of the bushes.
I'm sure he's surprised too.
So really impressive play there to survive. Double Lift does go down. Big Fat almost went down as well. He was able to juke around some with Chauster, even with the ultimate of High being up. But, you know, a half second longer and he would have survived there. Chauster going in onto Nien, trying to burst him down, but he's actually in a dangerous spot now. Nien's chasing him down with the ultimate. If he gives up that double buff, that would be devastating, but he gets the shield, walks right into Big Fat. Chauster does go down, but it's a trade. They get the double buff onto Big Fat.
Buff transfer. I gotta think, you know, maybe that was even a little bit planned. It's like, all right, here's the plan. I'm gonna die to Eve, and then you're gonna pick up the Owl Yoke, and that would be pretty nice for all of us. Double Lift taking huge damage from Wild Turtle down here in the bot. Will he be able to get the chunk down? There's the Lulu ult, but not enough to prevent death. Double Lift trying to the juke within the bush, but that will not be the story.
Well, the heals and the movement speed from Nami almost got him out of there, but
almost.
It at least allowed them to secure that kill, so they go in even 1-for-1 trade. They get the assist as well. So nice job from Quantic going even there.
Top lane, you got Hotshot running away from the Riven with the ultimate. Still ignited.
Oh, Riven has so much damage.
And the flash
he wants to get it.
Continuing for the pursuit. Tries to ultimate away, but still gets caught at the tail end of Riven's ult. Brought down very low, about 400 health. He recognizes he needs to back. He cannot stay in lane. Hotshot is in a little bit of, he's not in the best of spots here top lane.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, and usually you expect Malphite to be able to just live against any sort of bruiser pressure. He has been able to. I mean, he hasn't gone down, so you know, good on that. But Riven does have a slight farm advantage, but Hotshot's definitely in a great situation here. He actually just walks right up into Yuzuki the second he comes back from base, so he's just dueling with him. He doesn't have the ultimate, but he knows the ultimate is down for Riven, so it's a slight advantage. He's able to bully them off of there.
Yeah, he's got the home guard boots. He's pretty speedy. He can get back up there.
Yeah, that in and out of lane is insane.
So we'll see CLG what the rest of the team does, and right now they're aiming towards the red buff, and also down bot lane. Nami using the ult. Turtle caught in the bubble. That is another death for Wild Turtle. Double heals off of the flowing water from Win, and will live down there in the bot lane. Meanwhile, here in top, they tried for the red steal. Rise paid for with his life, but Chowster.
If Chowster gets out of here, the Q onto the golems, he's very close.
But he's still got Niantanso to deal with, but there's Hotshot to run interference. Throws down the ward into Tri-Rush. And is his ultimate up? No, he's not. He used it for the retreat earlier, but there is still speed buff coming in
he got out.
Evelyn, but I think we made
Chowster is such a pro. Lee Sin is such an insane champion. Like that that is just, I mean, what happens all the time on Lee Sin, and it's ridiculous for him to survive there. Big Fat did go down. I mean, really, it was a great job from Quantic to close on them when they were going after the red, and you see the ward coverage from Chalster on his way out, but Quantic able to catch them in the river. So they have the river covered. They're able to see them going up for that red. They collapse on them. They pick up Big Fat to get a kill there. So that's really impressive. I can't believe they weren't able to grab Chalster. It's so difficult to grab Lee Sin, and that's what enables him to be such an aggressive counter jungler.
Now we're looking at the 16th minute, and CLG has carved out a very decent lead for themselves. 3K this early on. Very similar to the lead they actually had over ex-Quantic in game number 1, but I don't think we're going to be seeing, hopefully not going to be seeing any of the near throws that we saw earlier in the series. They're doing okay for themselves, and now with the teleport down here, bot lane hotshot, keeping the turtle behind. Pogba has nowhere to go. Great use of teleport, but nice flash away from elimination will not be popped up by a Malphite just yet.
And you were saying you hope we don't see the throw. I don't know that that's really out of the question here, and I don't know that it would be considered a throw even with a 4K gold advantage, even with Double Lift as strong as he is. The threat is always there with Evelynn, and Riven's in a good situation as well. So Quantic right now, or sorry, Nam, they have a really strong burst team, and Evelynn is like that X factor. So Evelynn could just instantly win fights later on. We've seen a number of games in the past where it seems like one team would be winning, and Evelynn, just single-handedly turns the game around, particularly with M5 and Alex each. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on there. Nian hasn't found those opportunities yet, but one misstep, another couple of kills onto Evelynn could really quickly snowball this game into Quantic's favor.
And also keep in mind too that Oracles is not as powerful as it used to be. It is a 5-minute limit, so sometimes it is a pretty hefty investment to keep that thing going. But we'll see what CLG does from their hot shot. And we talked before about how he likes those champs that can still get away in a pinch. And that is a very speedy pile of huge rocks, manages to make it out of there alive.
Well, his Q is absurd for trying to escape, particularly with the movement speed buffs to everyone. It allows him to escape a little bit more easily. CLG now, they can go for that dragon, but it's a dangerous spot. They didn't go to it fast enough, and they gave Quantic enough time, or Nam enough time, to engage on there. There's the Q going off. It misses, so they have to back off now. They have to reset. They get the dragon very quickly. Chalster just going to shield over the wall, but there's the slow from both Evelynn and Wild Turtle trying to chase them down. The AoE coming in, but Nami with the turnaround. They're still trying to retreat. Hyel9 getting kind of low. They have to watch out that he's not going to get bursted down, and he does drop, and CLG, they turn this around. There's the AoE as well. Chalster jumping back in. He's going to drop if he can't shield out of there, so he does go down. Yuzuki going to try and turn this around for Quantic.
But there's Double Lift, though, off on the side, continuing the pursuit. Good still by Rise, and there's Elimination off on the side, and Yantanso has no choice but to run into the enemy base, throwing up the speed boost, but you will be collapsed upon. There's not many places to run. If you're going to get out of this one, you have to, at the very least, run between towers or try to deny yourself killing time at the very least, just so you can get within tower range. But no, there's Nami. Not going to be enough. Can you actually get the kill on your win? No, the bubble is too much popped up in the air, and you deserved that assist. Very well done, Nami.
Yeah, great play all around, and Hotshot grabs the top turret. So going to be safe there. CLG just escaping from Quantic. Even with the Evelynn ult hitting, the movement speed bonus that Nami gave them to be able to retreat there was really great, and they were able to back off. They go for this blue. Wild Turtle trying to defend it, but Double Lift's able to hold on to it. So they pick that up. Hotshot almost grabbing high there is going to try and escape. He doesn't actually have enough for that Q now. He's just a little bit short. He's 90 mana, so he actually has it right now, but Yuzuki's really close. I think Yuzuki can maybe grab this.
There you go. He was saving the mana for the ult. It created a little bit more of a gap, but yeah, just still manages to make
Chalster's going to get high, though.
He could.
Chalster, he doesn't know where he is.
Waiting on the side, does see Yuzuki, but the risk is a bit too great at this moment, decides to back off. And at the very least, and I gotta say, this is very smart play coming from CLG also, because you saw all the way down to South River, those were not green wards, those were pink wards, because at the very least, to get the scout action going on, ex-Quantic, they need to have Evelynn out in front to at the very least try and spot someone with a little bit more advanced knowledge, so ex-Quantic knows whether they should disengage or not. But with all those pink wards in the river, they had Nian's number the entire time.
And one of the concerns for Nom Nom is the fact that, well, if they keep getting hit by Nami, that's going to be a concern.
That's always a problem.
It's the fact that CLG is so strong at controlling that front line for double lift. So if Evelyn can't get into the back and try and focus down double lift, he's just going to control the fights because he is so strong right now. He's 9-3. He has an absurd amount of damage, and you see he's constantly getting off attacks. Like the whole time they were retreating the previous fight, he was constantly turning around and attacking high L9, and that's what allowed them to burst down Olaf before the fight even started. Really, they just retreated and double lift slowly wore him down, and then they were able to turn around as a team onto Nom Nom. So we'll see what can happen. They're trying to force it now. This is what they need. Riven in the middle of the team.
Hot Shot's ult comes up just in time, and right out in front, Riven and Olaf going to need a first down. That is the front line of ex-Quantic completely melted. Niantanso caught on the tail end. Triple kill for the Twitch. And the rest of Nom Nom in full retreat. The mid tier 2 going to be going down very easy. They can get to tier 3. They can get the inhibitor off this. And that is a Hot Shot GG with home guard. Teleporting back in. Wanted to slow onto the wall turtle, forcing out the cleanse. But it should be no big issue. Hot Shot taking the turret like a boss. Kill number 4. 4 for free for CLG.
And CLG, Nami with the turnaround in that fight. Nom Nom, they have a team that just has to kind of bash their head against the wall at CLG and hope they can make their way through. Hope that it's enough to get through, and it almost was. I mean, they had really great frontline presence, but Nami and Malphite completely shut it down. Yep. And then the AoE from Twitch and Ryze just evaporated their team. I mean, they were just completely decimated in seconds. And that's just the strength of the team that CLG is running right now in team fights. And that means that Quantic, they need to stop trying to force those fights head on. Like they just don't have the possibility of winning those exchanges anymore. They need to try and pick people off with Evelyn. They need to maybe collapse behind CLG, like force a fight from multiple angles where they're not all caught up in this AoE.
And just that last fight too, the timing could not have been any more effective because Hot Shot's ult came up 3 seconds before that fight started, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful timing. So now, 23rd minute, this is a 10k advantage for CLG, all hovering over around the Baron. Evelyn way too far away from the rest of their players. Kog'Maw's even further away. Kog'Maw spotted down bot lane, and CLG can just go straight on in for this Baron. They know the AD is not with them. Their longest range character is not with them. The rest of their team, if they want to contest this, they have to get very close quarters. And
yeah, it's a free Baron.
At half health, it will go down, and ex-Quantic doing the best they can. Okay, if you're going to get Baron, at the very least, we'll try and get a turret or two.
Oh, they might get caught, though.
They are trapped like rats. They need to go the long way around.
Hot Shot's going to try and force this.
To try and escape this Hot Shot, he will be out there. His ultimate is up. If you could all recall that bush, that'd be ideal. But it seems like CLG will not pursue. Yeah. They're more than happy to push up in the mid.
Yeah, so they back off. They switch to the mid. They're going to be able to push down the base pretty quickly. Quantic trying to recall as fast as they can. It's going to be tough. I mean, CLG is going to get some quick damage on this turret. They might be able to drop this turret before Nom Nom, Team Nom Nom can even get there.
They got the turret for guarantee. It's a matter of will they get the inhibitor. They have the damage. It's going down very quickly. They got it for sure.
Yeah, and they're going to pressure the inhibitor, so they drop it very quickly. And Nom Nom knows that they don't have a great way of fighting. Like what they're hoping now, I think, is to just farm up and then keep Kog'Maw alive. So rather than trying to just force their way through the front line, they know that's not working. That's just losing them the game against the AoE. They're walking right into the AoE that CLG has. Maybe they can try and pick people off and allow Kog'Maw to do his bidding, to do his work. But you compare Kog versus Twitch, and it's just an obscene difference between the two of them. It's Double Lift is just so far ahead. They get another turret. They're actually probably just going to push right up for this tower and force Nom Nom to fight them. They know that they aren't strong enough. CLG's just so much stronger. He forces the fight. They're going to go in for this. The AoE from Nami as well, and Twitch as well, bursting them down very quickly. Hai trying to focus Double Lift. Doesn't put any pressure at all. The triple kill, going for the Quadra. The slow actually missing. But that's going to be an inhibitor. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a surrender, because the Nexus is going to go down momentarily.
Malphite ult on 4. Nami ult on 5, and that's it. That's the story. That's all you need to hear. There's too much CC in just those 2 ults, and when you have that much time to kill for a Twitch to get free damage, this is what happens. That's it. End of story. The second Nexus turret going to go down. Former Quantic cannot respawn in time. They know it too. That is a surrender. GG. CLG.NA winning this one, and we'll go face Curse NA in the finals for this NA Royale.
Yeah, but I do have to say, I mean, CLG looks very impressive right now as a team. Everyone's stepping up on all sides. It's not just the double of show, though. 15-3 Twitch definitely helps.
I hear that's all right.
But,
I hear that's good.
Yeah, looks very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, Nami this game, the previous game, he looked very strong as well. I think he could become the CLG new support. Like, I think he has to be the front runner now. Everyone's kind of expected it, but he looks very strong. The synergy that they had in that bot lane was great. I think that it's a natural fit. I think that he's in a really great situation here.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that one single bit. And also, you got to say, you have to be in a good position when your net gold is higher than anyone on the opposing team. That's how you know you're doing a fantastic job as support. That's just clear indicator number 1. So I think, are we actually going to go to the finals, or are we going to wait till tomorrow?
We don't know. We're going to check out, guys. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll let you guys know what's going on.
If we go straight to rebroadcast,
no, we'll just come back on live.
We can just come back on. We'll come back. We'll say hi. We'll be right back. So we're gonna go find out what's happening with the our final match. Might be in a few minutes. Might be tomorrow. We're gonna find out. But until then, we'll be right back in just a little bit.
A really cool game. Really exciting matches that we saw today. So I'm looking forward to the final. CLG versus Curse. It's gonna be a cool one.
Let's find out.